Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. We are up at the storage yard today. We are having our caravan tyres changed. We've got the fitter, he's on his way, he should be here pretty soon. So what I'll do is I'm going to go and let him in the storage yard. Our tyres are 7 years old, which I alluded to in a previous video, and I will leave a link up here to that video. Yeah, they are 7 years old, all by a few weeks, so they do need changing. I didn't realise, probably up until about 4 years ago, that the tyres on your caravan and on your car needed to be changed within a certain spec of time. So, you know, it was a learning curve for me about 4 years ago that, you know, the first two caravans we had, completely ignorant to it, but this caravan and the Bailey we had before, I knew all about it by then. So even though we've been caravanning for over 20 years by then, you know, it was I was completely ignorant to it. So that's you know, partly my fault for you know, not you know, doing my research on bits and pieces with a caravan. Yeah, I'm all clued up on that now. You know, we're going to get them changed today. Steve's on his way up. We'll go and let him in the gate, and then we'll get these tyres done. Oh, by the way, we have Tyrone bands, so he is versed in doing the Tyrone bands. And yeah, we'll see how interesting that is, because I've never seen them changed. So yeah, let's go and let him in. All right, so Steve's turned up. He is a company called Etyres Worthing. There's all his details on the side of his door. And the gentleman's name's Steve. Hello, Steve. How you doing? Right, so I'm going to let him carry on with doing one of the tyres. And I won't video both of them, but I just want to video one because I've got the Tyrone band. So we'll get all that videoed as well. But we'll keep out of Steve's way. But as you can see, the tread on these tyres is absolutely fantastic. And they've got no flat spots because I normally keep the tyres up off the wheels. I normally keep axle stands underneath.
They're in very good condition, actually.
Yeah.
Usually, well,
sidewalls go.
You can just start to see the beginnings of some cracking.
Oh right, okay.
There.
Yeah.
What you tend to find is that the tyre will crack all the way around the sidewall.
Yep.
But no, they're in very good nick.
So this contraption, I take it, Steve, is for the Tyrone bands, is it?
This is to allow me to depress the sidewalls,
right,
to expose the Tyrone band, so I can then remove.
So when we bought the caravan, we were told it had Tyrone bands, so I assume they are on there because the stickers on there.
They are on there, yes.
Oh good, you've seen it already, have you?
See them already.
Oh, wonderful. I know there's all different types of Tyrone band depressors or whatever you call them. Is this your own made one, or is it a proper spec one?
No, this is one that I put together when I first started out, because the availability of equipment 20 odd years ago was quite scarce.
Okay.
So I got a friend of mine that works at a forge to just knock these up for me.
Okay.
Because we used to previously have to struggle with just tyre levers and blocks of wood. Yeah. But there are one or two, and you can now actually from Tyrone buy what they call a spider.
Okay. Oh, I have seen one of them.
Which is similar to this, but it's got 8 legs on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it does allow.
Yeah.
The a greater more even pressure.
Yeah.
As we go down, you can see the Tyrone band being exposed.
Yep.
Which is this band here.
Yep.
With the blue bobbles on it.
And this is going to be interesting for me. So when you take the Tyrone band off, Steve, what do you actually... I mean, you just take the band off, replace the tyre, put the band back on, or
That's right,
do you replace the plastic blue bits? I don't know.
No, this the time. It all comes as one.
Okay.
So the sidewall of the tyre has to be depressed below the level of the bottom edge of the tyre on
Okay.
band, so we can get.
And that's the nut there that you have to undo, is it? Okay.
That's the tensioning.
Okay.
The tensioning
Nut, bolt,
device.
device. That's a better word.
Mechanics.
And that is what, an Allen key, is it? Or similar to an Allen
It's
key?
a special Allen key that
Okay.
for operators can purchase. The standard one that comes with the Tyrone band is.
So Steve's just removing that device there, which makes the Tyrone band nice and loose, so you can actually remove it and then remove the old tyre. And then I would imagine everything is in reverse for that then, Steve?
It goes back the same way it came off.
Okay.
Yeah, but in reverse. So, and you can see the Tyrone band is now
Nice and
loose.
loose, yep.
Has a similar.
Oh, it has two on it. Okay, all right.
The other side. You can also see from the condition of the Tyrone bands that we've had some moisture inside the tyre.
Oh, right, okay.
They've started to rust.
Okay.
Quite common, often happens. I mean, there's what, 35% moisture in the air generally.
Yep.
Even if you put in dried air, which is from your compressor.
Yep.
There's still a degree of moisture in there, so the Tyrone band eventually.
And I would imagine as well, Steve, with the amount of time that they're stood around, they will create moisture inside anyway.
Well, there's only so much moisture. It's a captive it's a captive area, isn't it? So there's only so much moisture in there. It won't get any more.
Oh, okay. All right.
Until such time as you pressure your tyres up and put more air in. So
yeah,
there's only a finite amount. Right, as you can see, I'm having trouble getting this bolt out because, as is most often the way with fitting, the band has actually been distorted.
Okay.
And bent. So we'll have to try and do something about that when we put them back. Make sure you retrieve all the bits out of the inside of the wheel.
So the little blue plastic cups in there, what are they actually for? Is they just take up the space between the band and the inner wall?
What they do is they're a spacer.
Yep.
Which sits the band itself.
Yep.
At the right height to fill this well of the wheel.
Yep.
Now this well is the fitting well.
Yep.
So you can't get the tyre on or off.
Yep.
Without use of that well.
Okay.
All right. So the band sits in that well to stop, if you have a puncture whilst you're driving, to stop the tyre deflating.
Yep.
And the bead breaking off where it should be, sitting in that well, and then the tyre demounting itself on the road.
Hence the reason for Tyrone bands.
Yeah. Which then ends up with you with a tow bar on the back of your vehicle and a pile of matchsticks thereafter.
Okay, so Steve's going to take this tyre off. This is the old one. Just put a bit of lube or fairy washing up liquid or something like that.
A little bit of lube.
Just to demount the tyre. Gone are the days where you just used metal rods to get the tyres off. You've now got a machine inside the van to actually do it.
It can be done by hand.
Yeah.
I have done it by hand.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
But why have a dog and bark yourself?
Exactly. You want to keep that, mate?
Yes, please, if I could.
So, condition of rim is good.
Wonderful.
No corrosion on the edge where the bead seals. So
yep.
You'll have a decent airtight seal. Pop out the valve.
And obviously these tyres, Steve, don't need balancing like you would on a car tyre, or do they?
Yes, they do.
Oh, they do? Okay. There's another thing I learned today.
Anything that's round and rotates,
okay,
technically needs a balance.
Okay.
Even the plastic fan that draws air through your car radiator.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Will be balanced.
Okay.
You'll notice that probably they balance it by putting drill holes.
Yeah. Okay.
At certain points.
Yeah.
On it, but anything that's round and rotates.
Yeah.
And is of an engineering stature.
Yes.
Really should be balanced.
Okay.
Move up the inner beads.
And just for interest, Steve, what's the date on them ones?
(32/21).
32/21. So that's
this tyre was produced 32nd week of 2021.
Okay.
So halfway through, obviously, 2/3 of the way through 2021.
So effectively, them tyres now are good for about 6.5 years. If the Caravan lasts that long.
Yeah. Yeah. Should be.
Should be. They're not the most expensive tyres that I've bought, but needs must at the moment with all the bills going up. But they are made of a standard.
They meet all EEC regulations.
Yeah.
They are E-marked.
Yep.
So you can quite easily run around Europe with them.
Yep. And these effectively are van tyres, aren't they, Steve?
Yes, they're commercial tyres.
Yeah.
Hence the C.
8-ply, is that right?
Yeah. Not all Caravans fit 8-ply tyres.
No.
Some do, some don't.
So would that be an ordinary car tyre then, would it? Or is that...
Yeah, ordinary car tyres, extra load car tyres.
Right.
There are varying different specifications according to what the manufacturer states is required for the
Caravan,
the van itself.
Yeah.
And it all runs down basically to what sort of loads you're going to be running with.
Okay, so Steve's showing me some information here on the Tyrone van.
You see it's got that little arrow.
Yep.
That's marked. That should always be facing outwards, upwards to the face of the wheel.
Okay.
So the bands are put in the correct position. As you can see, these spacers are slightly off centre from the line of the tyre.
Okay.
The centre line of the bands. So you need to make sure that they are fitted in the correct position.
Otherwise, they're not going to do their job.
It basically makes it very difficult to remove the band for the next person.
Okay. And
it doesn't make it particularly easy for the tyre to seat properly as well.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So before anyone asked me in the description, Steve did adjust the actual Tyrone band before he put them on. Just had to give them a slight adjustment. They're quite expensive actually as well, the old Tyrone bands.
About £75 a pair or
yeah, something like that, yeah. Ooh, you're all right, eh?
position and start tightening up. The other thing to note, the Tyrone bands are positioned in the wheel well.
Yeah.
With the tensioning screws in line with the valve.
Yep. Yeah, it's lifting it above the Tyrone band now.
Over the band.
And just pumping air into that would do nothing at the moment because you obviously are below the valve.
That's the valve.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Where the air comes out.
Yeah, yeah.
We've got to get the bead up.
Yeah. There you go.
Just needs a little bit of persuasion.
Oh, it's not too bad, I suppose. Do you get directional tyres on caravans, Steve?
Personally, I've never seen it.
Okay.
Especially with a commercial tyre.
Right.
There aren't directional commercial tyres. There are some directional extra low tyres. It very much depends on what you purchase.
Right.
But I've never fitted a directional tyre to a Caravan. I would imagine quite a pain in the neck.
Yeah.
To be considering
yeah.
directional tyres. Okay, there we go.
So, what's the PSI for this then, Steve?
Came off at 56.2, which is about. What do you think now?
I'm going to check them anyway once
58 is full bar.
Right.
So I would suggest that they've lost about 2 psi. So full bar.
Well, that's not bad because I'd done them just for Christmas, I suppose, before we went away.
I've got some data in the cab, so I can check your van to the data and see what it comes up with.
Yeah. So that's the name of the tyre. Okay, so Steve's going to balance these wheels up. Just checking is that the width of the tyre?
Width of the rim.
Width of the rim. Yep.
Let me machine.
And then puts all the relevant information of the wheel and profiles and everything. So the beeping you can hear is where Steve has to put a lead weight. Is it lead still?
No.
Okay.
Lead has been used for the last 10 years.
Okay.
They're a composite steel alloy.
Right.
The beeping was the machine actually telling me where to put the weight.
Okay.
It's centering the rim to the machine.
And what sort of weight you putting on there, Steve?
This is, the machine has told me that it requires 50 grams.
Okay.
And it also tells me the position where to put it.
Yep. I suppose if you didn't have them weights on there, you would feel it in the from the Caravan to the car anyway, would you?
Possibly unlikely because of the distance between the axle on the Caravan and the steering on the car.
Okay.
And obviously you're going through the toe.
Yeah.
But what If it was severely out of balance, yes, because the wheel just wouldn't run properly, and you'd end up getting a vibration.
Okay.
But for an amount of 50 grams, it's unlikely you would actually notice it.
Yeah.
Simply because of the distance between.
Yeah.
Right, that's good to go. Back onto the van.
Wonderful.
So with them being just slightly tighter, it won't make that much difference.
I'm almost sure that's what the service engineer Gary told me at the time. Steve's done an absolute sterling job, really good job, and I can't thank him enough. I will leave all his details in the description down below, and I'm also going to send him a link to this video because he did want to see it. So no, I thank you, Steve. You've done a really good job, and I really appreciate it. These tyres were bought through Asda online, and Steve is a certified fitter for Asda, as well as many more other companies that he works for. So I would imagine if you're in the West Sussex area and you need any tyres fitted, if you're going to buy them online, I would imagine Steve from Etyres Worthing will come out and fit them for you. And he's done an absolute brilliant job here, like I've already said. Anyway, we'll clear up, we'll get this video edited, and I need a cup of tea because I've got a very, very, very dry mouth. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, and we will see you very, very soon in the next one.